Hey, have you heard the latest buzz? Elon Musk has just rolled out something totally unexpected, a hydrogen-powered car. This is a pretty big deal, especially coming from someone who's practically the poster child for electric vehicles, EVs. So, why the sudden pivot, you might ask? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore today. Let's dive into this intriguing turn of events and see what it's all about. Tesla, as you probably know, has been on a meteoric rise since its inception in 2003. Hitting milestones left, right, and center. I mean, reaching a $1 trillion market valuation. That's unheard of in the car world. And with over 1 million vehicles rolling out every year, Tesla's not just playing the game, they're setting the rules. All this under Musk's vision to swap every road vehicle with an electric powertrain, pushing us toward a greener planet. But here's where the plot thickens. Musk is now eyeing hydrogen as the next big thing. It's like he's always thinking 10 steps ahead, right? Hydrogen, the most abundant element around us, could be the key to unlocking an even more sustainable future for cars. So, why hydrogen and why now? What's in store for the automotive industry with this kind of innovation? Stick around as we break down the science, the strategy, and the sheer brilliance behind this move. Trust me, this is a conversation you won't want to miss. Now, let's get into the heart of what makes Elon Musk's leap into hydrogen-powered vehicles so captivating. It's not just about switching up the fuel source. It's about reimagining the possibilities of automotive power and efficiency. Hydrogen cars are not just a new toy in the tech world. They could be the future of driving. And with big names like Toyota, Honda, and Hyundai already in the mix, it's clear this isn't just a passing trend. So, what's the big deal with hydrogen as a fuel? Well, for starters, it's everywhere, but not in a ready-to-use form. We're talking about extracting it from water or natural gas, which, yes, involves some complex chemistry. But once you've got your hands on that pure hydrogen, magic happens. Combine it with oxygen, and you get a power source that's clean, efficient, and water vapor is its only byproduct. How cool is that? Now, onto the techie part. When it comes to turning hydrogen into power for cars, there are a couple of paths to take. First up, we've got hydrogen internal combustion engines. Think of them like your traditional gas guzzlers but running on hydrogen. However, this method can produce some harmful emissions, like nitrogen compounds and even some CO2. Not exactly the green dream we're going for. This brings us to the crossroads. What direction is Tesla likely to take with its hydrogen car? Given Elon Musk's unwavering dedication to sustainability and green energy, it's pretty clear that opting for a combustion engine approach for Tesla's foray into hydrogen power doesn't fit the bill. So, what's the alternative? That's where hydrogen fuel cells, or fuel cell electric vehicles, FCEVs, come into play, offering a path that's more in tune with Tesla's vision for a cleaner, greener future. Fuel cells? Yeah, they sound technical, but stick with me here, it's actually pretty fascinating. Imagine a little powerhouse in your car, where instead of burning fuel, you've got a science fair project turned superhero gadget. Here's how it works. You've got hydrogen entering one side, oxygen on the other, and in between, a magical dance of protons and electrons that generates electricity. No smoke, no fuss, just water vapor as a byproduct and a whole lot of electric power. This is the clean, efficient future Musk is steering us towards with Tesla's dive into hydrogen. Now, let's talk about the car that's going to carry this future forward, the Tesla Model H. Picture this, a car that's not just a mode of transport, but a statement. Designed by the renowned Cosmin Isbos, it's a blend of speed, science, and style. With its sleek, ground-hugging profile, it's got the looks of a racer and the heart of an environmentalist. Think vents, splitters, and wings that aren't just for show but scream performance. And in true Tesla fashion, traditional side mirrors are swapped out for cutting-edge cameras, providing a glimpse of the road behind right on your dashboard. The Model H isn't just a car. It's a testament to what the future of driving could look like. With its innovative powertrain and head-turning design, it promises a ride that's as thrilling as it is eco-friendly. So, are we ready for this leap into the future of automotive technology? If Tesla's track record is anything to go by, we're not just ready, we're eagerly waiting at the starting line. The Tesla Model H isn't just pushing the envelope, It's tearing it to shreds, especially when you hear it's equipped with not one, not two, but 6 electric motors. Imagine the sheer power and acceleration that brings to the table. To put it in perspective, the Tesla Model S Plaid is already blowing minds with its sub-2-second sprint to 60 mph. The Model H? It's set to obliterate that, aiming for a jaw-dropping 1.2 seconds to 60 mph. Plus, with a range of about 450 miles on a single charge, it's not just quick off the mark, it's in it for the long haul too. But speed isn't the only trick up its sleeve. The Model H is a masterclass in aerodynamics and stability, crafted to slice through the air while maintaining a solid grip on the road, even at eye-watering speeds. Its design, from the sleek windshield to various aerodynamic tweaks, ensures a smooth ride and a crystal-clear view of the road ahead. And let's not overlook its self-driving capabilities. The Model H promises to take automation to new heights, offering a hands-off experience that's as safe as it is futuristic. Imagine cruising, or even dozing off, while your car handles the complexities of the road, only to gently wake you upon arrival. This isn't just a car for speed demons. It's a vehicle designed with passenger comfort and convenience at its core, offering spacious seating for 5 or an optional 7, making long journeys a breeze. In an exciting twist, the tail end of the Model H introduces an innovative feature. It converts its water vapor emissions into drinkable water. Yes, you read that right. The car not only champions green energy, but also provides a refreshing twist on sustainability. On another exciting note, Tesla is gearing up to introduce the Model 2, a game-changer set to make electric vehicles more accessible to a broader audience. Priced around $25,000 and boasting a 400-mile range, the Model 2 is poised to democratize electric vehicle ownership, combining the best aspects of Tesla's popular Model 3 and Model Y into an affordable, high-range EV. And then there's the Tesla Model O, which takes the whole concept of acceleration to a level that sounds more science fiction than science fact. Equipped with technology straight from SpaceX. Yes, you heard that right. SpaceX. The Model O incorporates what's dubbed the Hindenburg mode, promising to rocket the car from 0 to 60 mph in an eye-watering 2 seconds flat. This kind of acceleration is so intense that it comes with a rather futuristic caveat. Passengers might need a custom drug just to handle the G-forces. It's like something out of a sci-fi novel. Yet here we are, talking about it as a real feature in a car. However, it's not all about breakneck speeds and groundbreaking tech, without considering the practicalities and challenges of hydrogen as a fuel source. As much as hydrogen-powered vehicles, including Tesla's lineup, represent a leap forward in clean energy, they're not without their hurdles. One of the biggest challenges lies in how we get our hands on hydrogen, in a form that's usable for fuel. Methods like electrolysis, natural gas reforming, and biomass fermentation are on the table, but they don't come cheap. We're talking high costs and significant capital investments to kick things off. And then there's the issue of infrastructure. For hydrogen cars to truly take off, we need a widespread network of fueling stations, a considerable challenge when you compare it to the convenience of plugging in an EV at home. And let's not forget about hydrogen's low density. Whether you're storing it as a gas or a liquid, it takes up a lot of space. In the context of a car, this means big, bulky hydrogen tanks that can eat into your trunk space, or, in some cases, force you to say goodbye to the backseat altogether. Elon Musk's journey with hydrogen as a potential energy source for Tesla has been, to say the least, a roller coaster. Known for his sharp criticisms, Musk famously dubbed hydrogen fuel cells as fool cells, and the whole idea as mind-bogglingly stupid. Yet, the tech mogul is nothing if not unpredictable. On April 1st, 2022, Musk stirred the pot with a tweet announcing Tesla's pivot to hydrogen by 2024 with the unveiling of the Model H. Despite the tweet vanishing and its timing on April Fool's Day, it sparked conversations and speculation about whether there's a future where Tesla and hydrogen technology might actually converge. Elon Musk's tweet has everyone guessing and wondering what's next. Even though we're not sure when or how it might happen, this move shows that Tesla is always looking to lead the way in making transportation greener and more innovative. If Tesla does decide to go for hydrogen technology, they've definitely got the smarts and creativity to shake things up in the market, even if Musk was unsure about it before. Elon Musk has a lot of thoughts about the environment and how we get our energy. He knows climate change is a big problem, especially when it comes to people having to leave their homes. But he doesn't think people are bad for the Earth. He sees a future where new tech and making our own energy can help fix climate issues. Musk is all for starting up efficient power plants again and finding smart ways to use waste heat to get more out of them. He believes in using what we already have in smarter, greener ways. Elon Musk is looking at our planet's future with a mix of realism and optimism. He knows climate change is a big deal, especially for places that could end up underwater if we're not careful. But he's also not about panicking and shutting everything down. For him, it's like, why turn off the power in places that aren't even facing immediate danger? It's all about finding that sweet spot between taking care of our world and keeping our lives running smoothly. Musk has got his eyes on the prize, a future powered by clean, renewable energy like the sun, wind, and water. And he's not sleeping on nuclear fission either. He thinks it's got a lot of untapped potential. He's all about making sure we've got the tech to store that energy for when we need it, like batteries for when the sun isn't shining or the wind isn't blowing, and pushing for all of us to get around in electric vehicles. He's pretty upbeat about the cost of green energy going down, making it easier for everyone to get on board with solar and wind power, especially if we've got the batteries to back it up. Musk is big on the idea of making energy local, kind of like how we jump straight to cell phones, without bothering with more landlines. It's all about cutting the cord and making energy clean, cheap, and accessible for everyone. In Musk's mind, it's not just about dodging climate disaster. It's about setting up a world where we're living smarter and cleaner, with all the energy we need coming from sources that won't run out on us or trash the planet. He's thinking of the big picture, aiming for a balance that keeps us moving forward without costing the Earth. Elon Musk is all about shaking things up in the world of transportation, and electric semi-trucks are his latest target. He's convinced they're the future, and here's why. Think about the magic of regenerative braking. Instead of wasting all that energy when you hit the brakes, electric trucks snatch it back, turning gravitational potential energy into something useful again. It's like getting a little power boost every time you slow down. Musk believes these electric behemoths can outperform diesel trucks, not just in clean running, but in sheer efficiency. Even if we were to make electricity from diesel, which, let's be honest, misses the point of going electric in the first place. Now, why are electric vehicles, EVs, such a big deal compared to the old-school diesel engines? First off, diesel isn't doing us any favors in the clean air department. It churns out pollutants like nitrogen oxides and particulate matter, not to mention the greenhouse gases that are heating up our planet. EVs, on the other hand, are like ninjas. They sneak around without leaving a trace of tailpipe emissions. And if you're charging them with green energy, it's a double win for the environment. When it comes to turning juice into motion, EVs are like the A students of the vehicle world. They're super good at converting electricity from your battery straight to wheel power. But, and it's a big but, how green that electricity is in the first place makes a difference. On the flip side, diesel engines do have their perks, like being pretty good on mileage per gallon, which has been their claim to fame. Let's talk money, because it always comes down to that, right? Charging up your EV usually costs less than filling a tank with diesel, which sounds great. But you've got to factor in the upfront cost of buying an EV, potential battery changes down the road, and how government sweeteners, or lack thereof, can affect your wallet. Diesel prices are a whole other game, swinging up and down with the world's mood swings. So, deciding between diesel and electric might feel like choosing between two very different future paths, each with its own set of what-ifs and buts. Elon Musk is jazzed about electric trucks and cars, not just because they're cool, but because they're smart. Think about it. Electric vehicles, EVs, are like ninjas compared to diesel trucks. They're sneaky, clean, super efficient, and they've got this cool trick called regenerative braking. It's like when you're going downhill, instead of just wasting all that energy, they grab it back. Musk's betting big on these electric beasts outdoing diesel trucks, even in a world where we still use diesel to make electricity. Now diving into why Musk is all in on electric over diesel. First off, diesel's dirty. It spews out stuff we don't want to breathe and heats up our planet. EVs, they're like a breath of fresh air, literally. No tailpipe, no problem. Plus, they're good at turning electricity into zoom, much better than how diesel turns fuel into mileage. When it comes to your wallet, electricity often comes out cheaper than diesel fuel. But it's not just about the fuel savings. Electric vehicles are also simpler under the hood, which can mean less maintenance hassle. Although, yeah, replacing a battery can hit the bank hard. Range anxiety is real with EVs, but it's getting better. Batteries are leveling up, getting us further on a single charge. Meanwhile, diesel trucks can go the distance, but electric vehicles are quickly closing the gap. Governments are getting in on the action too, tossing out incentives to nudge people towards electric vehicles. It's like they're saying, hey, choose electric, and here's a little thank you note in the form of tax credits or rebates. Shifting gears, Musk isn't just about cars. He's got his sights set on cleaning up our energy act across the board. He's all about solar, wind, and even giving a nod to nuclear fission as an underappreciated hero in our quest for clean energy. It's about making electricity without making a mess, storing it for a rainy day, and getting where we need to go without coughing up clouds of pollution. And, as if electric cars and clean energy weren't enough, Musk's also dreaming up ways to make getting from A to B more exciting and eco-friendly. From tunnels that cut through traffic like a hot knife through butter, to rockets that could one day send us zipping around the globe, or even to Mars, he's not short on big ideas. In a nutshell, he's painting a picture of a future where we're not just surviving but thriving, thanks to cleaner, smarter ways of living, moving, and powering our world.
If it's illegal immigration and there's no filter, well, how do you know who's coming in? You don't know.
Hundreds of years of America eliminated by an invasion that our leaders made possible. You should know that.
It's crazy what's going on. They're ruining our country. And it's true. They're destroying the blood of our country. That's what they're doing.
Elon Musk makes a controversial statement about bailing out Donald Trump while delving into the complexities of border policy, questioning the wisdom of unfiltered immigration.
His policies are terrible. It has caused the biggest collapse on a border in American history.
Now we have a border catastrophe like in, nobody's ever seen really anything like it. If you look today look over the last 3 years, but you look now, it's so bad.
That's your country being invaded. It will never be the same. Republicans in Congress, the Republican governor of Texas, do nothing as this happens. Democrats cheer it on. They know that America will soon be a one-party state, and they'll be in charge. Immigration is the reason.
Amidst discussions on immigration, Elon Musk draws attention to the plight of Americans facing encroachment on their land, highlighting the urgent need for awareness and action.
So now Binder won't talk about the border, the bribery, or the blow, because the White House doesn't want to explain why they want Latin America to colonize North America. Biden said, just watch me. And I am. I'm watching him give 500,000 Venezuelans temporary amnesty this week. No deportations, and they get work permits and social security numbers.
The story of history is the story of invasions. One group of people moving into someone else's land and taking it. One nation ends, another begins. Invasions drive history. Few Americans understand this is happening to them right now.
The Secretary of Homeland Security, Mr. Mayorkas, apparently snapped out of it and realized, wait, there's like a gazillion people flooding into the country. And now they're announcing that there's an immediate need to build 17 miles of border wall in Starr County, Texas, because of illegal entry.
Elon Musk hints at a potential endorsement in the political arena, underscoring the uncertainty surrounding his stance as he navigates the volatile landscape.
Well, I'll voice my opinion. I think I don't want to put a thumb on the scale monetarily. That is, significant.
Are you going to loan him money to help pay his bills?
No,
not at all. Pay his legal bills.
I'm not paying his legal bills in any way, shape, or form.
And he did not ask you for money.
And he did not ask me for money.
Are you going to? So you're not going to endorse a candidate?
I may, in the final stretch, endorse a candidate, but I don't know yet. I want to make a considered decision before the election, and if I do decide to endorse a candidate, then I will explain exactly why.
Are you leaning towards anyone?
No.
You're not leaning towards anyone? Because you've been...
I'm leaning away from Biden.
You're leaning.
I've made no secret of that.
Are you concerned about losing your security clearance if Biden is reelected? Does that have anything to do with it?
No.
You are leaning away from Biden, but you're not going to endorse anyone. It seems like an endorsement of President Trump because there are only two people who are running now. Nikki Haley is out.
I mean, a lot could happen between now and the election. So we'll see who, in their final analysis, are the choices for president. And at that point, I may or may not endorse one of the candidates. If I do, I will provide a very detailed explanation of why I am endorsing one or the other.
Donald Trump's response to being banned from the Colorado primary ballot reverberates across the political landscape, stirring debate and speculation.
Yesterday, we had a single highest day record of illegal border crossings ever recorded, 12,600, one day. We have no idea who any of them are. They come from Africa. They come from Asia. They come from South America, but not just South America. They're all over the world. They dump them on the border and they pour into our country, and nobody's there to check them. And the Border Patrol's incredible, by the way. They want to do it, but they're told not to do their job. They're destroying our country. They don't like it when I said that. And I never read Mein Kampf. They said, oh, Hitler said that in a much different way. No, they're coming from all over the world, people all over the world. We have no idea. They could be healthy. They could be very unhealthy. They could bring in disease that's going to catch on in our country, but they do bring in. But they have them coming from all over the world. And they're destroying the blood of our country. They're destroying the fabric of our country. And we're going to have to get them out. We're going to have to get mass numbers of these, especially they're coming from jails, prisons. They're coming from mental institutions. They say, please don't say the words insane asylum. But I have to say it. They're emptying out the insane asylums from all over the world. Why wouldn't they? I would do it if I were running Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Mexico. They're emptying out their prisons into our country.
The alarming surge in illegal border crossings prompts Elon Musk to voice concerns over the escalating crisis, emphasizing the need for decisive measures to address the issue.
This is new video never seen before of what's actually happening inside Chicago's police stations. Keep in mind, the people who work in those police stations are paid to protect you. But that's not what they're doing. They're running refugee camps for illegal aliens. As our cameramen approached the Chicago police precinct in the city's downtown to see what was happening inside, you see people come out, illegal aliens, finger and yelling. They didn't hide their hostility. Many other illegals have been pushed into poorer, predominantly black neighborhoods on the South Side. We went there. We spoke to someone who has lived on the South Side of Chicago virtually his entire life. He's enraged by how the city has fallen apart under its sanctuary city policy.
Andre Smith, CEO of Chicago Against Violence. I don't know the count, but I know that the readiness, the language of sanctuary city, state, and county should have had a plan, but it led to a massive destruction. I have seen almost the worst of the worst in Chicago. But seeing this migrant crisis was the most devastating thing that I ever seen.
You live in America, the place you grew up, the place you'd like to see your children grow up, in much the way that you did. But that won't be possible because of the single greatest sellout in our history.
Elon Musk sheds light on the repercussions of sanctuary city policies, pointing to their detrimental impact on marginalized communities and the broader social fabric.
We're experiencing a major shift in our population and culture. New research shows 50 million people who live in this country right now weren't born here. They came here, millions of them illegally. And it under Joe Biden. Look at this. We've always been a nation of immigrants, but never like this. In 1970, only 10 million immigrants lived in America. Today, it's 5 times that number. Come to America and vote blue. And they're streamlining it. This is the Migrant Express. Hundreds of illegals on a freight train heading right for the border. They call this train the Beast. The illegals strap on their native flags to the train as it cuts through the Mexican desert. But they're not just coming here by train. Biden's letting illegals fly into the country also. Remember Biden's broken app illegals used to cross the border on foot? Now they can use it while they're in the air. Biden let 200,000 illegals fly into American airports from Venezuela, Haiti, Cuba, and Nicaragua. They can just check in on the app from the sky. These are secret flights. We wouldn't know about it if it wasn't for a FOIA. And we still don't know where they landed. But at this rate, every big city and small town will get the New York treatment, complete transformation to appease the illegals and their protectors. A black market economy run by giant corporations hiring illegals to deliver their food, work the factories, and pick the crops. Oh, and the CIA is in it as well.
How stupid are we to allow this to happen? This week, the Biden administration closed 2 vital railway crossings so that border agents could be redirected to help process even more migrants. They were coming in. You saw the trains with thousands and thousands of people on top of them and in them. Thousands and thousands of people pouring into our country. And we actually allow them to come in. They process them. Where do you come from? Where were you? I was in a jail. Oh, okay, you can come in. Come on in. They let anybody in. And you have other people that study. You probably saw Melania this week where she held a great, beautiful reception for people that came into our country legally. They studied, they worked, they had to take exams, they had to talk about our flag and George Washington and everything else. It was a beautiful day. But that's the way it's supposed, because we want people to come in, but they have to come in legally. But what's happening now is this, the whole system is being underrun. And no country can sustain this, by the way. You know, you have children going to school, they don't speak the language. You have children going to school speaking languages that nobody even knows what the language is. There are many languages in the world. They don't even know what the language is. And they're sitting in classrooms, and there's no room for our students in the classrooms, and they don't speak the language. On my first day back in the White House, I will terminate every open border policy of the Biden administration, stop the invasion on our southern border, and begin the largest domestic deportation operation in American history. We have no choice. No country can sustain this. We will restore law and order to our communities, and I will direct a completely overhauled DOJ to investigate every radical, out-of-control prosecutor, of which we have many.
Elon Musk paints a vivid picture of the migrant influx, describing the sight of hundreds of immigrants packed onto freight trains bound for the border.
I think that generally, one should welcome to a country anyone who is willing to work hard and is honest, has high integrity, and will add to any given country. If somebody is an asset to the country, why not have them join? That's obviously a great thing to do. So I think it's good actually to have an increase in legal immigration and
legal with paper, with
just some approval process, but with a simple requirement that, look, if somebody's going to add to a country, like just really hardworking and high integrity, let them in. I think that's great. So you have to have some basis for saying somebody should come in or not come in. And my argument is it should be a very simple basis. Will they add to the country? Will they be a productive part of the economy? And do they admire the culture? Do they want to join because of the culture? Then that's great. But if there's no process for that, then you don't know. I think at least some number of the people that come in will not be necessarily, and I want to be careful because my words will be misconstrued. I'm not saying all illegal immigrants are, I think probably, perhaps most of them are good. But there will be some, if there's no process for reviewing, not at all, then how can you say that everyone who is an illegal immigrant is going to be honest and hardworking? You can't say that because you simply don't know. So I want to be clear. Top line, pro-immigration, but let's increase legal immigration, but we should stop illegal immigration. I think this is just logical.
Elon Musk advocates for a nuanced approach to immigration, emphasizing the value of hard work, integrity, and contribution to society.
Well, what is the big picture? You know, what is causing this? Homelessness is not based on the lack of affordable housing. That would be like saying illegal immigration is based on a lack of places to live. That's not the way it is. It's where you prefer to go. The media cherry picks stories of the homeless that make it feel like it's, families and it's veterans That may be a tiny, tiny part of this problem. We could solve that instantly. It's mostly young to middle-aged dudes who settle into the life because it's not really that bad. Hobos on... I mean, think about it. You don't pay any bills, you got no mortgage, you get free stuff. I've been thinking about it.
Elon Musk challenges conventional narratives surrounding homelessness and immigration, offering thought-provoking insights into the root causes of these complex issues.
Who lives here determines what the country's like. This country is changing faster than you may understand. Americans are being replaced. That's not a conspiracy theory, it's a fact. In August of 2023, illegal immigration outpaced American births, a brand new population. Last year alone, over 3 million people came here illegally just over our southern border. The media won't tell you it's happening, but if you look around, you can see it, and you can see it most clearly in our cities, which are collapsing.
Criticizing Biden's border policies, Elon Musk underscores the urgency of fortifying border security measures, framing them as essential safeguards rather than regressive barriers.
I think we're missing the whole story. This president who got in saying, I'm going to use high tech and we don't need a wall, I'm going to change these horrible policies, has now found out that his policies are terrible. It has caused the biggest collapse on a border in American history. And not building the barrier is not going back to the Viking age. It is actually absolutely necessary. And the thing was, last month, we found out they were selling the wall that we paid for as taxpayers for pennies on the dollar because the Senate was beginning to move on forcing the construction of that wall. Now, Mayorkas is admitting that he's building just 20 miles of that wall. Just 20 miles. So that's going to be in desperate areas of Texas and Eagle Pass area, but it should be 500 miles. Here's what he said. Yeah, listen, look at all that wall that should be standing, helping our border patrol and our country. Instead, for pure political reasons, he's selling it off in order not to be forced to build it.